Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Horse Center. We are having some major technical difficulties today. You can see Shawn's doing the robot over there. So
again,
there it is with the robot voice. So I don't know if it's me or Shawn or who. So perhaps in the comment section, if you're kind enough to tell us who's freezing. Am I in the live or is Shawn live? So because we can't quite figure out who on what end, because my computer seems to be working. I don't see myself freezing in the video, but Shawn's doing like Madonna in the 80s and striking a pose.
Am I back?
Are you back? You're back. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
you're here.
I'm good right now. If it doesn't work, we can always switch over to my phone too. I don't know what's going on with the internet. Internets are fun.
Oh, yes. Internets. Can't live with it. You can't live without it. But Brianne Culp was supposed to be with us at this second, but unfortunately, we're having difficulties making that connection as well. So we figured we'd turn the show upside down today and start with the news and then work our way back to, and hopefully Brianne will be able to make that connection and go ahead and join us a little bit later on. And as soon as she does, we'll go ahead and exit the news and come back to the
regular scheduled programming.
Yes, sort of away from the technical glitches, right?
Right.
So this was a big issue last year, Shawn, in Monmouth, New Jersey. In fact, we talked to Mike Smith when they were in the middle of creating these rules. We spoke to a lot of jockeys who said that they may never ride at Monmouth Park again because the New Jersey Racing Commission said you cannot, unless there is an emergency purpose, whip the horse. And then as the jockeys had said to us, a lot of times, at least Mike Smith told us to, and others have told us, that they know a horse is going to do what it's going to do before the horse actually does it from all that experience on riding. So if they correct the horse before it did something, then the stewards would say, well, you whipped the horse for nothing. And you say, well, it was going to bolt right. And then the stewards would say, well, it didn't bolt right. And it didn't bolt right because I did something to correct the horse. So now they're going to have an emergency meeting to implement the HISA rules, which are 6. You're allowed 6 strikes. No more than 2 in succession. So what do you think 2 in succession means?
Yeah, I read it and I was trying to figure out, what is 2? Like, does it need to be 5 seconds apart, 10 seconds apart, a minute? Like, what are we?
Yeah, what does succession mean? Does that mean like crack, crack?
Yeah.
Or is crack 2 in succession?
I would say crack is 2 in succession.
Yeah, but what's a catch?
Nobody ever knows anymore, I can tell you that.
Right. So if we can't figure out what a catch is in the NFL, how in the world are we going to be able to figure out what 2 in succession is when you're riding a horse?
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be a time period there. You just need to like freeze for the second one. I don't know. When I read that, that whole it's open to interpretation, like you said, and that just creates nightmare scenarios.
Yeah, so I wonder if TD Houghton, well, I know he's riding right now over at Mountaineer Park, so probably not something could be the answer, but maybe in the comment section, or if somebody's watching who understands what 2 in succession means, I would certainly be appreciative of knowing that answer, because to me, that is a pretty ambiguous term, 2 in succession. Is it like immediate, bang, bang, like I said, or is it if you go bang and then wait a second and bang, is that 1 in 1? I'm not sure how they're gonna count that. And as long as the jockeys are certain how it's going to be counted, even then though, do you really want to be thinking when you're going down the lane, is that 2 in succession or is that one and then another?
With all these different rules now, the jockeys got to be thinking about it anyway. I mean, they go from track to track, and how they keep it straight, I have no idea, because it's hard enough for us to keep it straight.
Well, I notice a lot of jockeys, Shawn, are not even hitting the horses down the stretch anymore. If they feel like they have horse, they maybe give it one hit and then they'll get him to run and they don't really hit him again. So I see a lot more handwriting late and encouraging late than I used to see, where there would be more whipping. But I do see you do see the jockeys adjusting on track live. When they feel like they got the upper hand, they pretty much stop using the whip unless it's really like a duel to the wire.
Yeah, and another thing, they can just show them the whip, and sometimes that horse reacts too. So
yes, but pretty soon showing them whip will probably be off the board too.
Yeah.
So Keeneland, Shawn, big track, big fields, big money. It is going to have a record handle. They're on pace to hit over $200 million for the 2022 spring meet. That's a big number, man.
Yeah, I mean, there was some scheduling changes with Oaklawn moving to Arkansas Derby. Obviously, no COVID year, really. Not everything's open, so a lot of that. And just big fields that you can't find anywhere else, and top-notch horses, jockeys, trainers, everything for this 3-week meet. So it's creating a lot of money.
Yeah, you see on the Ed DeRosa tweet, and this is a conversation we've had a couple of times. Racing is dead. Obviously, that's a sarcastic hashtag, right?
Oh,
And then
yeah.
you see the fans there. So it's kind of interesting because Ed DeRosa and I are kind of on that same page. But it seems to me that it's the bigger it's the old adage that the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer.
Yeah, of course, but any money into the game is good money at this point. So seeing any track like that, full like that, is a good sign.
Yep, indeed, it sure is. Speaking of a track coming money into the game, we talked about this, Shawn. I don't know how many months ago, about in Massachusetts where they have that fund for thoroughbred horse racing, and there's no thoroughbred horse racing in Boston or in the state of Massachusetts since they closed Suffolk Downs. That could change, though, because they have a referendum that they want to ask Plymouth residents, I guess, where the Mayflower and the 3 ships landed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now they're going to have horse racing there at Plymouth, but they're going to put a referendum out to the citizens of the area. It's about it looked like about a 9-mile trip south of Boston. So maybe horse racing returns to Massachusetts. Not shocking considering there's a pool of hundreds of, I think there's, I'm going to say hundreds of millions of dollars, but tens of millions of dollars sitting there for horse racing. Thoroughbred. So it looks like Shawn went into freeze mode again. You're frozen, Shawn?
Yeah, I cut out. That's definitely there we go.
Okay, glad we know who it is now. So what do you think about racing returning to Boston, Shawn?
Hey, it'd be a good thing. We just need to get people on board. I mean, the last couple of times we covered this, nobody really voted for it and never made it happen.
Well, that was down in Georgia. This one's in Massachusetts.
Yeah, so hopefully this one happens.
Well, what's interesting about this is just a referendum on, I think, investigating whether or not they can actually put a track on the piece of property that they're going to potentially lease, which is, and if they do it, it's like a 3-year process of investigating to whether they want to add a track, the horse racing thoroughbred track there or not. 3 years, Shawn. That's quite a bit of bureaucracy and red tape, wouldn't you say? I don't think he's going to say much right now because he's frozen again.
Am I back? Wow.
You're back.
Okay.
It's like a new Verizon commercial, except for Shawn's internet service.
And it's not Verizon either. Yeah, 3 years is a long time, especially, you don't know where we'll be at in 3 years. Hopefully growing, but it's going the opposite way right now. So yeah, you got 3 years for that, and you got how long for everything else. So yeah, you're looking 5 to 7 years till it actually happens, you'd think?
If even. I mean, we saw what happened up in Oregon with the Flying Lark for Grants Pass, where they had a verbal agreement that they were going to allow the track to go forward. And then, of course, like some politicians, their word is about as useful as Shawn's internet about now.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable what? Your internet? Or
my internet.
All right. I was not quite sure where you're going with the unbelievable there. All right. So final story. And hopefully Brianne joins us by the time we are done with this, Shawn. Apparently not the only one with internet problems. The most lovable loser. Now, we're not talking about the Chicago Cubs, right? They broke that streak. We're talking about Zippy Chippy. Did you read this story? A horse went on 100 times, never finished a race as the winner. Had I think a handful of seconds and thirds. Won like $30,000 in total money over its 100 race career. But what's funny to me is this horse was banned at tracks because the horse would run like halfway and then just like, I'm not feeling like running, or the gates would open and it wouldn't come out. It would just kind of hang around, smell the air, smell the roses. It wasn't a horse that was a Frank Sinatra horse. Wanted to do things its way.
Yeah, this is the horse that Tom always tells us about, actually. That's the only way I really know about this horse. So it's unfortunate he died. But yeah, he had one heck of a personality and
Well, I mean, he was
unbelievable.
31 years old, so I mean that's not a young horse.
No, but unbelievably that he was able to run 100 times without any wins.
Yeah, and they got kicked in and they wouldn't let him run at certain tracks. Can you imagine you're at a track and the horse just stops, kind of heads over to the fans and starts like looking around for like an apple or a sugar cube or something?
Yeah. And I guess there were times the gates opened too, and he just didn't really want to go.
Nah, not today, folks. I'm going to stay right about where I am. I feel comfortable here. I think it was Marshall Mendez who said that when you stay in there too long, sometimes the horses take a nap. So maybe, anything longer than being the last one to load and the gates opening right away was a little too long for Zippy Chippy and just got a little too comfortable in there.
At what start? Was it start 30 or what? That if you're betting on that horse, it's just shame on you at that point.
Well, I think at that point it becomes almost like a novelty item in that you want to bet on him so that you can have the ticket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because it's definitely not going to be a winner.
Seems like all the Commonwealth states have horse racing. Yeah. Pennsylvania has horse racing. I don't know that is Massachusetts a Commonwealth state, Shawn?
I am hard. I want to say yes, but I don't know.
I think it probably is. Let's see.
I want to say it is, but I don't.
Don't
quote me on that.
You'd want to do that, Shawn?
No.
All right. So, any word from Brianne as to the ability to connect?
No word from Brianne at all. No.
No. All right. Well, I guess that maybe that we're unable to fix that issue, unlike Shawn. So, yes, it is. It's one. I think there's only like 4 of them. I think it says, well, there's Kentucky, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. So Massachusetts is the only one that doesn't have a track right now. Virginia, Kentucky, and obviously Pennsylvania do. What's the Kentucky track, Shawn? I mean, the Virginia track.
The Virginia.
Don't quote you on this.
Don't quote me on this neither. No. Don't put me on the spot geographically. That is not something you want me to do.
Well, Virginia is next to California, right?
No, it's not.
It's not about you, man. It's Colonial Downs, right? That's the Virginia
Downs.
track,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. I always forget about Colonial Downs, to tell you the truth.
It's the people at Churchill Downs haven't forgot. They're going to put a whole lot of money into that track, right?
Yeah, they are. And a lot of jockeys and stuff love that track. That's definitely a track on the uptick.
So to expand a little bit more on the time here, Shawn, to give Brianne, excuse me, maybe because I'm saying their name incorrectly, holding out on us, but maybe Brianne, a little more time. What's the schedule look like for the rest of this week? And I know you're working on something maybe special for the, in addition to the Kentucky Derby week.
Yeah. So tomorrow we have jockey Kevin Roman. He's been all over, but yes, he is very excited to come on. He's been tearing it up at Fauner Park, triple after triple, it seems. And then Wednesday, we have retired jockey Rosemary Heimeister Jr. And then Thursday, and this, now you're going to make me pronounce the name wrong, from Horse Racing Nation, Sarah L. Baldi. I do not know if I pronounced that name right. I will apologize to Sarah right now. But out on Twitter, at Outrun the Odds, always giving out winners over there. So she'll be a fun guest Thursday, and we're going to talk Oak Lawn and the big race out there. I know Latruska's in that race, and there's a couple other big horses in that race. I think it's only a 5-horse field, but some heavy hitters.
Some heavy hitters in a 5-horse field for sure. That's the Apple Blossom, right? Then that where Latruska beat the Menominee Girl last year, right?
I believe so, yeah.
To break that streak of like 20 races or something along those lines. So we'll see if Latruska can get her groove back after getting smoked in the Breeders' Cup, right?
Right, yeah. Well, I know Latruska just did run a little bit ago, and she won too.
Yeah, but it was against a little bit lighter company.
Yeah, but Latruska's always a fan favorite and always fun to.
Yeah, I mean, gets to the lead and makes it easy if it wins, right? As you asked jockey Jose Ortiz if it's that easy if you could do it.
He did say, yeah, I don't believe it, but
yeah, he's just being kind. He's pretending he's Terry and you're Blake. Question for you, Shawn. No. So tomorrow, Terry and I will be do parks. Have you sent the second notice out? He's on. Maybe your computer's on frozen again, Shawn. Shawn's again stuck in frozen mode. He is a mime for this evening. Tomorrow, Terry and I will be back at 12 o'clock to do parks. Hopefully we have some good success there today. I had a nice box it up. We both missed on our pick fours, unfortunately. The box it up covered the day for me, at least, with I think like $120 trifecta, $67 exacta box. So we're hoping to find some more stuff like that tomorrow at Parks. On Wednesday, we'll be doing the new Horseshoe at Indianapolis, otherwise known as Indiana Grand. Thursday, we'll be back to do Keeneland. On 4 and Fridays, hopefully we'll have Tom back, ready to go. And Saturday, of course, Terry and I will cover the all of the stakes races that we don't cover on Thursday evening.
Hey, I'm back. You know, it says strong signal, and it's definitely not a strong signal.
Yeah, definitely not, Sean. What tracks are we going to do on Friday? Let me look and see real quick. I don't know. Did Tom send me the list of tracks for 4 and Friday? We're working also on a 4 and Friday guest from the UK market, and I think that's going to be that's looking okay so far, right, Sean?
She was able to message me. I haven't gotten past that, so I'm not sure. 50-50 on that.
Haven't gotten past that one yet, huh?
Yeah. I got a message back, but I haven't gotten a commitment either way. So
got the phone number, but you dial in the number and she's not quite answering the phone yet. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do on Friday, Timothy. But I'll make sure that I have the answer to that question for you when we get back here tomorrow for Horse Center. Hopefully by then, we'll make sure that Sean's internet connection is better. And then we'll also make sure that our guest is able to connect as well. I had a little bit of problems myself, which is probably what screwed everything up, where I had to do it at the very last second. The StreamYard, which is the streaming service that we use, was not working right on my computer, so I had to shut everything down and bring it back up. So maybe that's putting some glitches into the actual streaming where we're pulling Shawn and we're supposed to bring Brianne in. All right, Shawn. Well, I guess that's it, my friend. Any other thoughts before we cut this one short?
The other thing is we're working on that contest with the.
Oh yes, let's promote that.
Yeah, not exactly sure what the prize is going to be. Probably some HRT merchandise. But basically, you pick a jockey every day. It's kind of like Football Survivor. It will just be with jockeys.
And I have another idea for when that contest is over that we'll discuss when we go off the air. It's kind of piggybacking off of you.
So each day you're going to have to pick a jockey across North America. Jockey just has to win that day for you to move on.
So does that include Canada and Mexico?
I would say,
or just in the United States.
So if we cut out Canada, we cut out Woodbine, huh?
Well, you can conclude. You can say Woodbine. So you can
Yeah, we'll count Woodbine. Your jockey just needs to win, and then you move on, and you can't use the jockey again.
Okay, and it's one and done.
Yeah, so you got to keep picking different jockeys. So when you get to these Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, when you only got a couple tracks running, it becomes
you got to pick Harry Hernandez every day.
Yeah, well, you can only pick him one day.
Yeah. So, all right. So yes, I think that's going to be a fantastic idea. So what we'll probably give away is a ensemble of horse racing today gear. We'll give a nice hat, a nice sweatshirt, a nice t-shirt, and maybe we'll even make a horse racing, whatever we call it today, and then we'll make a championship t-shirt that will be exclusive to the person who wins. They will be the only person on the planet to have such a t-shirt. That's going to be an exclusive company, Shawn. You'll be able to put that one on eBay and probably sell it for 50% less than what we paid for it.
Yeah, and maybe we'll do this multiple times. So you might have to put like winner number 1 or something like that, and it would absolutely be expensive.
Well, maybe 2022, 2023. Yeah. We'll have like an inaugural one. We can come up with different contests. It doesn't have to be the same one over and over again.
Yep.
But I agree with you. So probably I was thinking what we'll do is we can go ahead and put that on. So people have to get us their picks through our social sites, right? So that'll be on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Horse Race Today. You see it down there. So you're going to make sure that you like us or like us too while you're there on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, kindly give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. But if you submit your picks, and you can also email them to me at gtsrichb@gmail.com, that'll allow for us to take those picks. And I think what I'll do is I will create a Google Sheets doc where you'll be able to see everybody's picks.
Yep, that would be perfect. And the tiebreaker too, if we get down to like 5 or 10 people, the tiebreaker will be the amount of wins. Like if there's 5 people
Why
left,
would there be a tiebreaker? Wouldn't you just play till there's nobody left?
If there's 5 people left and all 5 people get knocked out in the same day,
then they'll just play again tomorrow.
Okay, we can do it that way too.
Right, until there's a winner.
Okay.
I think that would be the best way to go. What do you think?
We can do that. It just, the only danger with that, we could constantly get down to 2 or 3 and they get knocked out and there's never one lone survivor.
There will eventually be one lone survivor. I think what we can do is maybe, well, I think we just do until there's one lone survivor, Shawn. Until however long it takes. If it takes a year, it takes a year.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there has to be, a champion. This is not WWE where there's like 5 guys leave the Royal Rumble as the champion.
No Intercontinental Championship or anything like that?
No. There's one belt and one belt only. This is not the WBA, WBC, what is it, IBF, North American. There's one champion.
I can't even keep up with it anymore, how many belts there are and what they mean.
It's kind of like Jorge Masvidal's belt. He has the BMF belt, right? There's one belt owned by Jorge Masvidal. There's going to be one belt. It's going to be the HRMF belt. All right, Shawn. Anything else?
No, that's it.
So keep an eye out on our social sites. We'll be announcing when we're about to go live with that. Obviously, we got to build the back end for it to work, so that way everybody can keep track of who you're competing against day by day by day. And then after that contest ends, Shawn, I have another contest idea that we're going to piggyback off of that one. We'll start when that one dies, and it's in the same vein, but a little bit different.
Perfect.
All right.
I love contests.
Indeed.
Why not?
Yeah, we'll be giving away some great horse racing
today.
Yeah,
it's free to join.
And this is actually a contest you can win, Shawn. Not that you will win, but I'm saying you can participate, and if you win, you'll actually get to collect.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I plan on winning the jockey thing, too. I'm just not going to get any prize.
Well, I mean, we can give the prize to the second place finisher, but that you won't win. All right, Shawn, any final thoughts before we go tonight? Unfortunately, we brought you wire to wire. Second night in a row, we've done so where we were the favorite and we were the beaten favorite because, unfortunately, for reasons that are beyond our control, our guests could not make it. So hopefully tomorrow night we get back in the winner's circle with somebody other than you and I.
Yeah, Kevin Roman will definitely be on. He's excited to come on. And Brianne will just reschedule and we'll add her sometime in May or June somewhere, and we'll get to know more about her as well.
Absolutely, 100% for sure. Again, Terry and I will be back tomorrow taking our shot at Parks. We will do our hot dog pick 4s. We'll do our prime rib pick 4s. But in addition, we'll add one more pick so that we can do the Philly 5, Shawn. Hopefully, we can bring that one home tomorrow and have a fantastic Tuesday. Until then, folks, we hope that you have a fantastic Monday night. Brianne, sorry we missed you tonight. Hopefully, looking forward to when you do make it. Until then, Shawn, we hope that your evening, your Tuesday, and everything that you're about to do from now until the next time we get together puts you in J. Marco's
winner circle.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.